a land of skyscrapers, wealth, money and luxury. A country where wild animals are kept as pets, where money does not pass, where there is no limit to wealth. In other words, Qatar, one of the homelands of oil, is a land of pomp and circumstance. The state called Qatar is a Persian Gulf country in the east of the Arabian Peninsula. They gained their independence in 1971 and have been ruled by the Al-Thani family since the 19th century. Although their official language is Arabic, many people living there also speak English and French. Their capital city is Doha, named after the Arabic word for big tree, Eddavha. Before we get into the details of the Qatar of the modern world, let's take a brief look at the history of this country, as we always do. For many years, Qatar was ruled by the tribal lords of the region. Since it was mostly inhabited by nomadic tribes, there were constant changes in the region. In the 19th century, the rule of Qatar passed to Muhammad Al-Thani, the great-grandfather of today's emir. Since then, Qatar has continued to exist as an officially independent state. When we come to today's Qatar, I can say that contrary to popular belief, life there is not as strict as in other Arab countries. At least we can say this based on our observations. In fact, this situation must have attracted the attention of many people who could not find a job in Europe and Asia, as there has been a great brain drain towards Qatar in recent years. So much so that many laborers, especially white-collar workers, started earning in Qatar the money they could not earn in their countries. Since almost every Qatari family is a boss and they cannot find employees to work in their own companies, those who come to work from poor or middle-segment countries also benefit Qatari bosses. So there is a really big economic cycle in Qatar, my friends. When you go to the cafes there, you can come across many Indians and Filipinos. You can earn thousands of dollars every month even when you work in the most ordinary job. But the thing is that in order to find a job in the country, you need to find sponsors who can be a reference for you. Otherwise, they do not give jobs to everyone easily. If you manage to get a job, with the money you earn you can buy almost anything that will make you happy in Qatar or in your own country. So you can be sure that you will not be working for nothing. So, what did this country with almost no historical background achieve to become so rich? I think almost everyone watching the video knows the answer to this question. So let's explain. This country, located in the heart of the Middle East, was once a place where only fishing and pearl trade was carried out, but after the discovery of oil reserves, the economy took flight. After this change, almost everyone in Qatar became rich as if they had won the lottery, and their level of prosperity rose to unimaginable heights. Let me explain it like this. The country suddenly became one of the countries with the largest gas reserves in the world. That's why Qataris are now able to make a fortune just by exporting natural gas without having to produce anything else. They can easily import almost every other consumable from abroad and don't bother to produce it. Simply put, the amount of natural gas they have now is enough to make Qatar rich for another 250 years. In this sense, it is one of the top 5 largest natural gas producing countries in the world. Thanks to this wealth, they are able to buy or directly cooperate with many important companies around the world. The government of Qatar, which has one of the world's few natural gas resources, makes significant investments in global giants. Ranking among the world's richest countries with a per capita income of $129,000, Qatar's overseas assets are managed by the Qatar Investment Authority, QIA. Established in 2005, the QIA has invested in numerous companies to date. So much so that 17% of Volkswagen and 9.75% of the Russian oil company Rosneft belong to Qatar. The total value of Qatar's shares in Volkswagen is $11 billion, while their assets in Rosneft total $6.8 billion. On the other hand, the institution also has shares in giants such as Shell, Tiffany, and Glencore. In 2011, Qataris bought Paris Saint-Germain, one of France's well-established teams. According to 2014 data, the value of Qatar's investments in the UK amounts to £35 billion. They have many properties in London's Canary Wharf area. 20% of London Heathrow Airport is owned by Qataris. Qataris do not stop there, they buy many houses in our country and continue to make different investments. On the other hand, the country of Qatar is shown as one of the safest countries in the world today. Theft is almost non-existent. Would you believe it, even if you forget your key at the door, no one will deign to steal in your home. That is what should logically happen. In a country where everyone is rich, why would anyone jeopardize their freedom and slander their name? Qataris are also very much in love with their emirs as there is a lot of peace in the country. You can see photos of the emirs of Qatar almost everywhere in government offices, on the streets, in the squares. However, you may also notice something else while walking around the squares. The population distribution in Qatar is a bit unbalanced. There are more than 300 men for every 100 women. In other words, there are more men than women in the country. Therefore, if a foreign woman wants to make a life in Qatar, she can get citizenship even if she is an immigrant. I should also say that men can dress as they like, but women always wear black. There are also some important facts about Qatar. Most of the hospitals in the country are free of charge and education is also free of charge. The people do not have the right to vote and it is strictly forbidden to criticize the emir who rules the country. If you do this, you will cause trouble for nothing. In addition, alcohol is sold only in places like hotels and very rarely. Even if you find a place to buy alcohol, your salary is taken into account when buying. For example, if you have a salary of $3,000, you can only buy 10% of it, that is, $300 of alcohol. Bringing alcohol into the country is also not accepted in any way. On the other hand, weekends in the country are Fridays and Saturdays. Again, in terms of social rules, it is almost impossible for women to swim in bikinis on public beaches. There are hardly any public beaches. In order to swim comfortably, you need to go to the country's expensive hotels or luxury beaches. So what do you think the people of such a rich country do during the day? Qataris enjoy watching camel races. So much so that they give Range Rover cars as gifts to the camel owners who win the camel races. This tradition has been going on in their country for many years. Qataris are also very curious about football. They enjoy watching football matches. That's why the 2022 World Cup was also held in Qatar. In this sense, it seems that we will hear Qatar's name more frequently in the future. Qataris' favorite animal is the eagle. Many Qataris keep eagles at home and go hunting with them. There are even those who keep tigers at home and go shopping with them. In short, if you earn money in Qatar, life in Qatar is very good and high quality. Especially if you are a university graduate, you can search for job opportunities in Qatar. Because their investments in their country are increasing day by day and they are constantly recruiting personnel. If you want more of such videos, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the video. We will make this channel 100,000 subscribers together in a short time. Take care and see you in the new video.